is Ritika Singh, the CEO and founder of Content Factory, and I'm taking the first session of the WIP Masterclass. Thank you so much, Mandeep ma'am, for this opportunity. I will be talking today about how social media can impact your business and what is it that we can do on social media to ensure that your business gets either the branding or the leads or the kind of positioning that you're wanting for your business. So we'll be talking about social media, right? There are other mediums via which you can actually push your business out to the world. And I am here talking about social media today. Why do we need to be on social media? Number one, it's economical. Frankly, till date, I've been in business for almost 8 years, and I have never spent a single penny on any kind of ads or any kind of promotion so far. It has all been just smart writing and consistency in terms of when and how I'm posting. Second, it's easy to use. I was never a trained digital marketer. I just picked up along the way. Though today we are a full-fledged social media agency and I've hired the best of the best in the market as a part of my team. But frankly, even young kids are able to manage this. I mean, though they're more towards Instagram, but frankly, any kind of social media campaign, I'm sure we have all been very active on Facebook, and that's why also we are here, in fact. So that should be very, very easy to manage. And the best part, why do we need social media? Because everyone is on it. Whether you are talking about any kind of a platform, but you will find that 99% of your target audience is sitting on social media as on today. So my next slide is, what do you need to start with? What are the things that you really require to ensure that you are ready to roll with your social media profiles? First things first, you need to have, now this, I cannot insist enough on this, you need to have a logo and a brand name. You can play around with colors, you can play around with anything that you want to, but your logo and brand name, it is like giving an address to your company. If you were to assume have a physical store, if you didn't have an address and you didn't have a name of the shop, you don't know where people will come to. So you cannot have social media marketing or anything to do with social media till you have your logo and brand name along with the website. Website is your dukaan ka address. So you need to make sure that these two things are completely done with when you actually start pushing out things on social media. I also say this because the website actually becomes your sort of motherboard where everything seems to come and get together, right? So it becomes your mothership. So you may send out stuff here or there on different platforms, but everything ultimately comes back to your website. So make sure you have these two things ready, even if it is a simple website, one pager, and just talking about what you sell, what you do, your products, your services, and whom are you selling to, I think you're good enough. The third important thing here is the intent, that when you actually start to do digital marketing, what is it that you're wanting to achieve with that digital marketing? Is it the awareness of your brand? Second, is it about the brand itself? And third, are you looking for customers to reach back to you? I think usually businesses go through cycles of all these three things. Sometimes your business requires all three, which is awareness and talking about the brand and lead generation. There are times when you've made a name for yourself, you don't need to tell people what your brand or your business is all about, but at the same time, you still want your walk-ins, you still want people to come back to you, you still want your leads to be generated. So I think every cycle could be different. The timing of the cycle could be different, but you just need to be super aware that when you're doing this, you need to understand why you're doing this. The third thing, you need to have crystal clarity in terms of what is your target audience profile. There are two kinds of audiences. One is the must-have, without which your business will not run and you will not make the moolah that you really wanted to. Second, the nice to have, which is that if they're there on it, it's great. That could be friends, family who may not buy your wares or your products or your services directly, but they do help with followings, follows, likes, shares, etc. And that kind of just makes the audience outreach even more. So if you have these four things more or less sorted in your head, you are ready to go. Coming to which are the different kind of social media platforms in the first go itself, if you have a regular product or a service, I think your go-to platforms can be Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, and WhatsApp. WhatsApp has suddenly become, the newest form, because even after the WhatsApp policy, the privacy policy with Facebook, etc., WhatsApp is still the number one way on which businesses are run. I hope you all do know that WhatsApp now has business accounts as well. It's super easy to manage. You can send broadcast, you can send a lot of messaging which can go through WhatsApp, because that, is something that people check at least once every hour. I hope I've got those statistics right. Just to give you, I'll take another 30 seconds to tell you, Facebook is essentially where your products and services are covering masses, where you have geographical locations are more, then I think Facebook is your go-to platform. And Facebook also allows you the option of physically, geographically picking up these places. Like if you're looking that your client is based out of Latin America, then you can actually put your ads and your post which could target only people in Latin America. That is your audience profile. For LinkedIn is more for B2B businesses, and it's a little more formal way of expressing and sharing things about your business, and more for, I think, synergies, more for collaborations, more for increasing the network. Instagram is 100% visual. So if you have a visual product or a service, for example, a travel portfolio, or you have food, or you have beauty, makeup, then Instagram is your go-to place. Twitter is the fastest running newspaper in the world. So in case you want to keep up with the times, make sure that your brand has an identity, Twitter is the place to be. YouTube, we all know, is audio visual both together, and it stays, and the links can be shared across other platforms. Super easy to use. Again, most of the janta is on YouTube. WhatsApp I've already spoken about. For the best results, and this is my favorite part in the presentation. One, you need to be consistent. I've always told clients, because this is what we do for a living, that whenever you are looking at doing digital marketing strategy, even if not at the corporate or a business level, you want to do it at a personal level, you're just starting up, you, let's say, have a yoga center and you want to talk about that. It's a good idea to start making sure that there is a sort of social media calendar that you have, and the posts are going out consistently. It becomes very difficult for clients to come back, or it is very, I would want to use the word disapproving, when clients come to your social media pages and they see that the last post shared was almost like a month back, or 2 weeks back, also depending upon the kind of business that you have. So it's always a good idea to be consistent. Make sure that if you have 4 posts to put out, make sure that either go out on a particular day of the week, like all Mondays or all Saturdays, depending upon, again, what are the ideal times to post as per the kind of product that you are selling. Part 1. Part 2, focus on quality over quantity. Cannot emphasize this enough, that people really don't care beyond a point whether you're wishing them a happy Diwali or a happy Holi, etc. But yes, the quality of your post, that the information dissemination needs to be top rate. You need to make sure you've got your statistics right. You've got to make sure that no errors anywhere. You need to make sure that the creatives come out nice, no spelling errors, nothing, and the information should be extremely relevant to your audience. Otherwise, they decide not to kind of follow you. Third, which I almost finished saying, was be relevant. Make sure that the information that you're sharing is relevant for your audiences. If not, it's a good idea to not share it. It can sometimes bounce back as well as negative publicity, and that's one thing you definitely don't want when you're just starting up. For the best results, just make sure that all your tick marks are done when you complete your profile. LinkedIn will actually guide you into telling you what are the things that you need to talk about, things you need to share, any awards, any certifications. Twitter will again ask you for your bio. Make sure that your personal and professional profiles both are absolutely up to the mark, and I'm sorry, updated as well. Because you don't want people coming in when you're trying to assume it is my account I'm talking about. I was doing something 5 years back, and I don't want people to still come and see, and I'm doing something else right now. So it kind of jars up the things, and it's very demotivating for a person to not see your complete profile. Be patient. I cannot focus on this enough. Sometimes social media agencies or even results come in almost 6 months after regular posting. Quick anecdote here about one of our clients. This gentleman was writing almost 4 to 5 posts every month, which means articles, thought leadership articles on leadership, or maybe on how to run a business, about VC funding, etc. And I remember 4 or 5 months, every time he would check with me and say, Ritika, we're getting no results. Ritika, we're getting no results. I don't know. There are hardly any views, hardly anything happening. I said, sir, be patient. We'll figure out a way to do this. And we kept on going at it. We kept on sharing those 4 to 6 articles every month. I think it took us almost a year before the first big news agency reached out to us and said, okay, we need a quote from this gentleman. Can you please arrange that for us? So sometimes these things take time. Actually, most of the times these things take time. So just be patient. And last but not the least, create and curate content. What I mean by that is create some content of your own, which means you're putting out your thoughts, your perspectives, your creativity out there, and something about your product. And curate is that essentially assuming I am in the generation of content. I'm a digital marketing agency. I will be creating content for what my agency is all about. But for my industry, I may want to curate. So for example, a good post on curated content for my company would be how work from home in the last 1 year because of the coronavirus has shifted a lot of businesses online, and why they need to have good websites and good social media profiles. So it is an article not written by me, written by someone else, but I'm just piggybacking, adding my one-liner perspective and making sure that all of this is done in one shot itself. And for us, we are called Content Factory with a K. You can reach out to us for content and strategy, promotions, market positioning, social media campaigns, and anything related to outreach or any kind of content that your business may require. And this is Ritika Singh here. Thank you so much. You may email me at ritika@contentfactory.in, and the website link is mentioned right here. Thank you, everyone. Bye-bye.